Sharp King here, coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. And today, I'm going to talk about social media. And if you've been on the internet for a few years, or maybe you might be on the internet all the time, browsing on the social media websites, you know, the way we communicate today with the help of technology, technology is really dominating how people interact, or should I say the non-interacting that most people do today. Most people don't really feel the need to meet in person and shake hands and talk the way they used to. They feel like the cell phone, like texting and email and social media websites, has replaced the human interaction, and nothing could be further from the truth. I don't believe that anything can replace the human interaction. No technology can do that. But what social media has done has given people a voice that never had a voice. And everyone has an opinion today. Even somebody that's never had any influence or no one paid attention to, today they have a voice on social media. They can voice their opinions. They can say what they want to say. They can even hide. There's a lot of profiles on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube. They don't have pictures to the profile. So you don't really know how any of these people look. And even the ones that do have pictures, you don't really know for sure if it's them. So it's kind of, social media is a lot of silliness going on, a lot of silly messages going on, and there's a lot of people like a lot of attention. Women like a lot of attention, and they use like websites like Instagram, and mainly Instagram and Facebook, as a form of validation. So it's like if they can't get no attention from their friends and family, they try to get it from posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook. And you have you have millions of women on Instagram. They call themselves like a Instagram model. And then you have some women, they take it to the next level. They actually leverage their followers on Instagram, and they become like an internet celebrity in their town, wherever they live at. And some women I know, I've seen over the years, they have parties, and you have hundreds, probably thousands of guys that show up at the parties or show up wherever they at. And this is what's going on today. So, I mean, there's some good to the internet. There's some pros and cons. But for the most part, it's have become kind of like a fantasy show. I mean, people are kind of delusional in some situations because there's this myth that the internet and social media is kind of like a shortcut to success with relationships, with making money. But the internet is just a tool. It's just another form of communication that you can use only if you know how to communicate well. And that's the point that a lot of people miss. If you don't know how to communicate well, the internet is useless. Social media is useless. However, if you do know how to communicate well, you're good. You can do a lot of good. You can make some impact. You can have some influence. But the problem is most people don't do that. Don't communicate so well. They don't communicate in person very well at all. Not very well at all, but just a lot of people are delusional because they've bought into this facade that somehow if I post a picture on Instagram, everyone's gonna like me, and they're instantly gonna like me because I just look nice, and people are automatically supposed to buy into me. But the only problem with that is you got to ask yourself, what kinds of people are you going to attract on social media? What type of guys are you going to attract on social media if you're a woman? Especially if you can't communicate well, if you can't write well, if you can't speak well, if you can't get people's attention well, it's useless. So in other words, if you don't have very much game offline, you probably won't have very much game using the social media sites. And this was what a lot of women don't realize, because a lot of them have low self-esteem. I mean, they're online, Facebook mainly, campaigning for men, posting picture after picture, posting selfies. And a lot of them are really posting their life on there. I mean, they're uploading pictures like at record-breaking speeds, like crazy. And another thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you upload pictures and selfies and put all your information on there, if you put too much information on there, you're giving these institutions, especially the ones that do background checks and everything, you're making it easier for them. You're making their job easy. I mean, like today, you don't have to. A company that wants to do a background check on you, they can do that within an hour, because people are making it easy for them because they're putting all the information on Facebook. So the average person that's doing a background check, all they're going to do is Google your name and go to Facebook. And they'll see everything they need to see, probably more than likely on Facebook. So you're making it easier for them. You're giving them easy access, even without even being aware of it. Which is, in my opinion, a bad move for a woman. Because as a woman, I think you should be a little mysterious. Have somewhat of an edge to you. Because if you expose and give everyone everything about you so fast, there's nothing else left. There might not be anything else left. And most of these women are just average women. They're not anybody to brag about. Most of them are showing a lot of cleavage. They're taking pictures by themselves. They're not taking pictures with very much people. So that tells me a lot right there. If most of the pictures you post up if it's just you, like maybe you have a little narcissistic personality, or maybe you're self-centered. So that's a red flag. So I mean, if you're gonna use social media, I think you should be more strategic and have an agenda, not just post pictures just because you want some attention. Look at me, look at me. I don't think that's a good idea. But if you're a guy, these are some of the things you have to be aware of. A lot of women like a lot of attention. And if they're uploading pictures and putting their life story up there like that, when you meet them, they're going to want you to give them a lot of attention as well. So I just think it's good to be aware of this. So sometimes you have to peep the game before the game comes close to you. So until next time, if you like what you heard in this video, check out my video, subscribe to my channels, and until next time, Sharp Game is out.